Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Okay, so today we're going to jump into the time machine and travel back a whole 20 years to the year 2004. As we take a look at this, from DC Direct in their Batman line, we are featuring Hush Catwoman. Alright, so Hush was a popular, definitive Batman story from the early 2000s. It was written by writer Jeff Loeb and illustrated by legendary artist Jim Lee. It really was kind of the defining Batman tale for that time period. And even today, we still feel the effects of it. Many companies are still producing action figures based off of Jim Lee's Hush characters. We've seen that with McFarlane, Mafex, Figure Arts. One of the costume designs that was kind of very influential was his redesign of Catwoman. And this is a design that became very evergreen and iconic for many years. And it's such a cool action figure. I like this a lot. I bought this recently for a very, very cheap price because the box was destroyed. As you can see here, the top was torn off. But yeah, beautiful action figure. For me, this something that really speaks to me. I was in college when Hush came out, and that story's always been one of my favorite Batman stories. Jim Lee's always been one of my favorite artists. And of course, just a big fan of Catwoman in general. Alright, so let's take this figure out and get started. Very eager to check this thing out. So when these figures first came out in the early 2000s, I think I only bought like one or two figures from the line. The rest were ones I kind of admired from afar. But as seeing as how some of these figures have dropped in price on the secondary market, I thought now was a better time than any to go back and collect some of the ones that I really wanted, or some that just look pretty neat. And with me being a Catwoman fan, I couldn't resist, grabbing this action figure. Alright, so these older figures by DC Direct, they were only available to the direct market. And when I say direct market, that means comic book stores and specialty shops. You'd find these at your brick and mortar comic book shop, or at a place maybe Tower Records. You would not be able to find these at Toys R Us or Targets. And I gotta remove all these ties. Alright, that's all of them. Oh, her arm broke. Crap. Alright, so yeah, I mentioned this in other videos. That's one of the things with some of these older figures, is that they're very fragile. And it's not because of their age. I think right out of the gate, the plastic quality they used wasn't the best. So her arm actually broke off. I'm not going to hold it against it. Like I said, this is an older toy. And I do have actually another copy of this figure that I bought loose. And that figure, the leg was broken at the knee. So this is a very fragile figure to begin with. I could probably fix it with super glue, or I might just try making a new joint. But it bothers me, but not too much, just because I do realize that it's an older figure. And I did run the risk of breaking it anyways just by taking it out of the box. The display stand's nice. And let's put these pegs in first. I don't want to lose these. I'll worry about that later. Let's get to the figure. Alright, so unfortunately her arm is broken. But I should be able to fix it. It's not that big of a deal. The figure, I love the expression on her face. It's very almost like anime or manga-like with the big eyes. I love the costume design with the goggles on top of her head. That's something that's carried over throughout all the different versions of Catwoman. The goggles are also removable, which is neat. She comes with a whip with a real string attached to it. There's the broken arm. As you can see, the joint snapped. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to like just come up with a new joint. It doesn't bother me too much. I'll just use a drill bit and just go into my parts bin and maybe find a new joint that I can replace it with. So the thing with this version of Catwoman too, wow, that arm broke also. Okay, this video is falling apart. This is terrible. All right, so as you can see, I didn't even move the arm and it just snapped. So this was a very, very brittle plastic from back in the day. I'm afraid to touch it. I'm afraid to breathe on it. I have a feeling it just might just like disintegrate. And now she does not want to get into focus. Get into focus. Don't be shy. This is not a good video. Okay, there we go. So her arms just kind of fell apart. So in the comic book, her belt was actually her whip. That's why it looks like that. And it's a nice figure. I'm not going to move any more joints for fear of breaking it. I do appreciate the color scheme. It's a very matte black for her uniform. She kind of has like this bluish purple for her inner ears. And then on the inside of her boots, it has that same color. And the boots are nice because they're a glossy black, so there's a nice contrast. Here she is next to the Batman from the same line. This is a wonderful figure. I like this one a lot. And then here's the Hush figure. This one's awesome. This is a great action figure. So yeah, we have the Catwoman with her broken arms. So I have to figure out how to fix this. Again, it doesn't bother me too much. I've done my fair share of customizing, for over like almost 30 years. So this should be an easy fix. I just have to remove the old peg joints without damaging the elbow assembly. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.